Well, hello there. My name is HW, and thank you so much for watching Tone Junkie TV. My friends, I've always wondered something. Why did Leo Fender, the guy who designed the bolt-on neck electric guitar, so that you didn't have to refret a guitar, you could just send the player a new neck? Why did the guy who made the slab bodies with the pickups mounted to the plastic pickguards so that you could put the whole guitar together with a soldering iron and a screwdriver, why did that guy, who famously used his styrofoam coffee cup over and over every day, over and over, why did that guy design an amp line with 13 different amps? Didn't he find this redundant? Don't they all sound the same? They can't be that different. Why did he do this? I've always wondered. And so I bought them all. And I've been playing them in my home, and they're great. And I think I kind of learned why. But I want to share why with you. And so I profiled these for the Kemper. I used one mic. I measured from the center of the cone out to the exact same distance with an SM7B and an API. And I gave you one mic setup across every amp, so all the variables are the same. So you can close your eyes, and it's like being in a music store in 1965, going back and hearing the entire amp lineup as though you have it. You can hear it through the same lens, the same ear. I profiled it for the Kemper, and now I know why he had all these different amps. And I want you to know why too. So here are all 13 amps from the Black Panel line, clean. That's some really interesting stuff to me, because owning these amps, I don't get to hear them back to back like that. But what I found interesting was I turned the bright switch on these clips, these clean clips, and what you notice is that the Princeton, the Deluxe, and the Champ, they don't have bright switches. And but the Princeton to me always seemed to be voiced like it doesn't have a bright switch, like it's off, like a normal channel. And the Deluxe, obviously, it seems a little brighter, always seemed a little more top-endy, and has that beautiful Deluxe mid-range. You also notice sometimes I switch to the vibrato channel. I don't know, I'm just giving you some variety. But you can kind of hear how all these amps are different. They have different speaker sizes. There's some, the Spring, the Super, the Concert, the Tremolux, the Vibralux, all 10-inch speakers. The Princeton, 10-inch speakers. Everything else pretty much got 12s except for the Vibroverb and the Dual Showman. And you can really hear that hi-fi nature in those. It's really interesting to hear them all back to back, different levels of mid-range warmth, different levels of high-end extension into those higher frequencies, different levels of bass. You know, some of the basses fart out, some of them stay tight. HW, why did you only do them clean? I didn't. Here's all 13 amps dirty. Also, some interesting stuff. You know, I'm playing a Strat in these sort of demos here because I think that's a very classic sound. But obviously, you could drive all of the profiles in the amps harder with a humbucker. But you know, that's like the guitar that would have been used in the design of these amps, because that guitar would have been, you know, 10 years old by the time these amps were really being made. And so it's really interesting. What I'm most surprised at is the concert amp. That's the one that I think is the most overlooked. It's the one I see unsold in guitar centers and music stores all across the country. It's the least talked about. I think it's really a gem of the line. I think some other really special ones are obviously the Vibroverb, that 15-inch speaker. It makes it completely, you know, kind of like something different. That was Stevie's amp. And some things I notice, you know, there's these different levels, and it feels like the Princeton and the Champ were meant to be maybe student amps, and then the first real professional amp you get is the Deluxe. And then from there you can go up. You know, you can go to the Twin Reverb if you really want a bright, clean, higher decibel sound. The Super Reverb will, of course, you know, give you a lot of decibels. But it's important to remember all of these amps were still designed with the idea that they were PA equipment in mind, you know, or that they would just make sound in your home. You know, the Vibrochamp's obviously not a piece of PA equipment, but definitely these other amps are meant to amplify their sound to the audience over a drum set, over other instruments, and then of course they just scale them down to give you a student version, maybe to play like a talent show or at your local sock hop or something. That was the thinking at the time, and it's great. I call this Tonehenge, by the way. And I think I'm going to just start sitting in here for a few minutes every day because I really find it quite peaceful. I really enjoy being surrounded by these amps. They're works of art to me, and I think they're beautiful. I think everyone deserves to exist, and I kind of wish he had made a couple more, because I think there's some cool things you could do with all this stuff. Like, how come we didn't get a really low wattage amp in a giant cabinet? You know, that would have been cool. The lowest one we get is like 40 watts in a giant cab. I know that doesn't make sense for what they're going for, but it'd be cool to have now. I've been HW. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, and let me know what was your favorite in the comments below. HW, out. Oh gosh, my leg is completely asleep. I'm out of tone hedge with a bum leg. Oh Lord. Oh, I really should feel that. Oh God.